Welcome back to another edition of the Trojan News Network podcast. My goodness, folks, it has been a long time since this last podcast. Anyways, we're back after lots of requests. For those of you that are new, which we're guessing a lot of you are new, what is TNN? What is Trojan News Network? Well, it's just a little podcast that we do focused on Troy cross country, where we pretty much just hop on here, few team updates, few recaps, previews, roster updates, track schedule, cross country schedule, and update the alumni on how things are going here in the team. So that's what we do. Today we're going to cover some roster updates, cross country recap, Troy football, because that was fantastic this year. Thank you, John Summerall. Fantasy football, alumni report, and track and field schedule. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, last thing I want to add is that's the format. Like usually it's me on here and then we rotate the co-hosts every single time. So if you'd like to hop on, hit me up, jbrake@troy.edu. We do not have business cards at this time. Business inquiries only, but that's how that works. All right, Sandy, for roster updates, what do you got for me?
Thank you, Bennett. Thank you. Thank you for the great introduction. I'm Sandy Dorsonville from Naples, Florida. I really enjoy Troy. I'm not really digging the hills, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Here for a roster update.
This is your first time on the podcast.
Yeah, it is.
You guys.
It
yes,
is.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome everyone for watching. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Roster update here. We have Sage Delfino onto the IT Master Program from for FSU. We have Dr. Blake Vaughn onto med school in Dothan. I think it's in Dothan. Lance Wells had some unfortunate roster news at University of Houston, but he found a great place at Life University and he's doing really well. Congratulations, Lance. We have Ian Doherty. He went back to Point University and he's also doing really well. We have Caroline Saw, nursing school in Birmingham. She actually qualified for Boston.
She did.
Yep. And
Congratulations.
Yep. We have Katie Smith, graduating Troy and heading back up north to Wisconsin. I'd also like to welcome Tyler from Daytona. Yes, Florida boys, we love them. We have Andrew Bradshaw, freshman from Birmingham. We have Andy from Georgia. We have JD also from Birmingham. And then Alex from Florida, Jacksonville. Another Florida boy. We love those. We love them. I also like to welcome Aisley from
Tallahassee,
Maryland. She recently moved to Tallahassee. But anyways, welcome Aisley. We have McKenna here as another co-host from Georgia. We have Jordan from University of West Alabama. I'd also like to congratulate our recent commits, Garrett Bishop, Gavin Baxley, Alex Kuntz, Zane McPeters, Juliana, and Rayma.
Joining us in the fall.
Yes, we will be passing it on to McKenna for our XC recaps.
Howdy y'all, my name is McKenna Calvert and I'm from Woodstock, Georgia. And I'm gonna give you the recap for the women's cross country team. So first of all, we started the season off very hot, very humid afternoon race. We did 4K. It was a good rust buster. It had a pretty course with a pretty sunset, I remember, and a good lake with a pretty fountain. Then we went to Huntsville, and I say everyone did pretty good there. I said we did some season best, and that was a 5K, so we ran up. And there was good competition, but we held on strong. And then the UAV, that was a 6K. And I say that was another really good course for the ladies. I feel like we all got PRs, and it was a good time. So I'm gonna pass it off to Sandy, who will give the men's recap.
Here we are with the men's recap. Our very first 5K. It was a rough start. It was really hot. We were the first race. It was my first cross country race here at Troy University, and it was a doozy. I really don't like cross country that much, but as the season got on, I definitely more enjoyed it.
Just kidding, cut.
I'm an 800 runner. Back to the recap. Our first 8K was at Huntsville. It was pretty well. It was off to a good start. And then we were supposed to go to Coastal Carolina, but we had a hurricane. So we ended up going to Grady. Prayers to people in Florida. Hopefully that your houses are being rebuilt. We went to Grady instead, and it was definitely a surprise. Not something we expected. There was a really bad hill. It was about like 400 meters long. But we fought through and we did very well. Both men and women got first place.
And both men and women swept 1 through 5 as well.
We did. Yes, we did.
Yep.
All right, I'm passing it to Bennett.
So, for the first time in 4 years, the Troy men's football team are actually having winning record. First year under John Summerall. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know we're Sunbelt champions, you must be living under a rock, because this place has been exploding the past couple weeks ever since that Sunbelt championship here in Troy, by the way. But after the 1-2 start, what did Troy do this year? First off, lost to Ole Miss, won their second game, and then lost to App State on a Hail Mary, which famously was extremely painful. But went on to beat South Alabama, beat Army, and win 10 straight games to become Sunbelt champions. Also along the way, Carlton Martial broke the NCAA FBS record all time for tackles in a career. So pretty insane. Beat Luke Kuechly. I'm not even sure what the number is, but he broke it with like half of the season left to go. So that is a record that will stand for quite some time. So good for Carlton Martial. And then, Troy's record for the last 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, 5-7, 5-6, 5-7, and then 11-2.
That's my Trojan.
Let that sink in. That sink in.
One Troy.
One Troy.
Oh, fun fact, by the way, guys, every year during that terrible stretch of bad games, still beat South every single year. Suck South. Yes, and this is the first time, also another fun fact, first time since 2016 that Troy is in the top 25. So back in the top 25, currently we're tied for the third longest active winning streak in the country at 10 straight wins. And then next up, they are headed to the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl this Friday against UTSA, number 25 UTSA. That game will be in Orlando. Sandy and I will be there covering it, and it's going to be a great game against UTSA. All in all, thanks so much to John Summerall. This has been an insane turnaround in just 1 year, and we're all so proud of him. So pretty good stuff all around for the Troy Trojans football team. So we're going to take a quick 5-minute session, and we'll be back with Michael, who's going to update us on the fantasy football recap.
It's intercepted. T.J. Harris, he'll kneel at the 11-yard line. You bet. And Troy is going to deny Coastal Carolina the end zone and deny them the title. John Summerall just got the Gatorade bath, and the Trojans are going to win the Sun Belt Championship. There's not a thing anybody can do about it. Here come the Trojans. The students are coming onto the field. It's all zeros, and the Sun Belt Conference title belongs to the Trojans.
Thanks, Bennett. It's a pleasure to be here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Michael. I'm a sophomore from Birmingham. Now, I would recap the season, but we know everyone's favorite part about fantasy football is the punishment. It was quite close this year, actually. Coming down to the last 2 weeks, 3-way tie between, I believe it was Andy, Sandy, and JD. But now that the regular season is over, drum roll please. Andy is our last place finisher. For the punishment this year, here we'll put up a little example of what it's going to look like. Andy will have to sit on the roundabout dressed up as a homeless person with a sign that says, "I suck at fantasy football." Man, Bennett, I'm glad that's not me.
I sure am too, Michael.
And now, back to Bennett for the alumni report.
Yes, that's right, folks. Another new segment on the show. We figured, why not update you on some of our alumni who are no longer on the team, but some of them are actually still running, still racing pretty hard, in fact. So start out, Caroline Saul. She's been doing some half marathon training, and she will be running the Boston Marathon in April. So congratulations, Caroline. That's awesome. We love following along on Strava and your Smiles for Miles Instagram account. Kara Moore just recently completed the Blue Ridge 50-kilometer race, a new course record in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Wow, that was fantastic. And what's even more impressive is she's got her eyes set on a 50-mile race this upcoming spring.
It's long.
I don't know how you do it, Kara, but that's been awesome. And she also has an Instagram account which she posts some stuff on as well. Your typical runner foodie. So it's been fun to follow along how she's been racing and training as well. So finally, Blake Vaughn has kept up in pretty good shape. Impressively enough, while he's been in med school, he just recently completed the Champions of Hope 5K with a 16:29. So Blake, congratulations yet again. Staying in good shape and running pretty fast over there in Dothan. So good job all around. Caroline Saul, Kara Moore, and Blake Vaughn. So next segment, the track schedule for this upcoming spring with Michael Marvin.
Thanks again, Bennett. Man, oh man, do we got quite the schedule. 15 total meets. That is quite a lot of running, if I have to say so myself. To start the season, we have the ladies running indoor on December 2nd, Birmingham Southern for the first meet. The second meet, January 14th at UAB. The third meet, January 20th, the Carolina Challenge, featuring a little bit from home. February 3rd, the Camel City Invite in North Carolina this time. And February 11th, the Bulldog Open in Birmingham, Alabama. February 20th, the Sun Belt Conference Championships. Man, am I excited for that. I will not be partaking.
The woman?
The women, of course.
I'm excited.
I know you're excited.
Oh, you're excited.
Now, the men will run some unattached meets, we think.
That's right.
But we don't have all the news on that. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, I know especially Sandy over there, the outdoor schedule. To start the season, on March 17th, the men and women will both be going to the Tiger Track Classic in Auburn, Alabama. On March 24th, the Weems Basket Invitational in South Carolina. On March 31st, the UAB meet in Birmingham, Alabama. On April 7th, the USF Challenge venturing down to USF in Tampa, Florida. On April 14th, the Sanford Invite, going back home a little bit. April 22nd, the Crimson Tide Invitational in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And April 27th, the Penn Relays. Boy, I really hope we get to send someone again this year. That was fun to watch. On May 5th, the War Eagle Last Chance Invite. On May 11th, the Sunbelt Conference Championship in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And that is our total schedule for the men and women. And back to McKenna.
Well, I'm the closing, so I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's, and stay safe and make sure to keep up your running and have fun with it.
See you guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.